So today I want to give a little account and talk a little bit about someone who was and is special today in my life. I never had the opportunity to do this because of everything that's going on in the last few months. And my mother was a very special person. I'll give you a few things about my mother. My mother passed on May 26th of this year. And every time I remember her strength and tenacity and ability to work hard, even through seemingly unsurmountable odds. Her and my dad brought us to the shores of this nation under conditions that were way not under our control. We were forced to leave our country of origin, Cuba, in 1980. There was a knock at our door, but that's not the story today. And we were told we had to leave. And either that or my parents would go to jail. But we left. So it was my dad, my mom, and my three sisters and myself. And can you imagine? I was 11, and my three sisters were 9, 7, 8, and 6. We were 2 years apart, each of us. My older sister was 12, or 13, about to go to 13. I was 11. My younger sister was about 8 or 9, and then my younger one was 6 or 7, something like that, right? If you do the math and the years and all that, but that's where we were. And my mom and dad were people that fought hard to get us the lives that we wanted to. So when we're talking about immigrants, that's the real story of immigration. It's not what you hear out there, but that's not the topic either. It's about my mom, who took her time and dedicated her life to us, to making sure that we were taken care of. And I remember my mother when I started going to college. My mother used to get up early when I had no car, and I still had sight back then. I had no car, and I was going to college and working. And my mom used to get up early to make breakfast for me. That's the kind of mom that I knew. She used to make these burgers by hand. She didn't buy these burgers. My mom didn't have money to buy stuff. She made these burgers by hand. That's the story of the immigrants. So she made these burgers in the morning. She just made them out of ground beef. And because we didn't have burger buns, she would use just regular bread, sliced bread. And she would toast that, and she would make seasoned burger meat and fry it. She would fry these burgers in the morning, so you could imagine. So I wouldn't go to school and work hungry. And that's my mother. She got up early. All her life she did that. She did that for all of us. She kept our family together. She was somebody who made a difference in us. And she continued to do that. She was a happy person, never letting situations get her down. And she was an example, just like my dad, an example of somebody to follow and somebody to be like. That was my mom, my mother, somebody who was an example to follow, an example to go by. It was just an amazing and incredible mother, just like my dad. And my mom lived her life the way she wanted to. She had a perspective, she had a point of view, and she was who she was. I could tell you a million stories, but the fight in my mom was incredible. She never gave up. And she was just a regular immigrant. The majority of immigrants want to work. They want to come to the shores of this country, this wonderful nation, to work. And that's the story of my mom. And then my dad, what can I tell you about my dad? I'm not going to talk about that today, but my mom was somebody who kept us together. She had her challenges, she had her issues, she had everything that any person coming to the shores of this country would have. It was the language, it was work, but they took that in and they decided, you know what, instead of focusing on the problems, I'm going to focus on solutions. And that's what they did. We survived, we made it through, and my mom was there at the center of it all, making everything happen, making sure we had our lunches, making sure we had our dinners, making sure we were well fed, together with my dad. But my mom was that kind of person. And she did what she had to do to take care of us. Was it tough? I asked her many times. She said, yeah, it was tough, but I'd be willing to do it all over again. She and I had a lot of conversations in the last year of her life. We used to sit around and talk a whole bunch. And I got to a point where I was advising my mom because of all the good advice she always gave me. And that's what I remember about my mother and my dad. We were just regular people, regular immigrants coming from a country where things were tough. And it is sad today to see how many people are degrading this concept and this notion of immigration. And today I celebrate not only my mother, but I celebrate all the immigrants that come in through the borders of this country. And I salute each person that takes the hard decision to trek through difficult things and go through difficult times to get to the land of promise, the land of opportunity. And I'm always going to be on that side. It doesn't matter who says what. I'm always going to be on the side of immigration. No matter how much it becomes degraded, no matter how much people say, no matter what people say about it, it is one of the pillars of this country. Mothers like my mom and immigration. So I want to thank the United States of America for opening its arms to us. The example is not us. Just look around. We are just basic immigrants who came to this country for an opportunity. We took it. We did the hard work. And now there are people who want to get rid of that. And I'm one. I raise my hand to say, if I have a say in this, I'm stopping those people. That's not what our country is. I'm a citizen of the United States of America. I'm a citizen. And I will do what's within my reach to make sure that immigration continues to be part of the core of this country. Legal immigration. That's what my mom and dad had the opportunity to do, is to legally get into a place where they could have opportunity. And look at us. We are not the examples. Look at all the great people that have come from different countries who have built this nation. John F. Kennedy said it. This is a nation of immigrants, and I celebrate my mother because she's an example of a great immigrant that came to this country to battle and work hard and dedicate her life to the best that this nation has, and that is its people.